Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the Corbett Research Report to see what might be just around the corner for cryptocurrency. Is 2025 going to be the start of a whole new chapter? Let's find out.
So, after a really tough year of regulatory fights, it feels like we're on the verge of a political earthquake that could reshape the entire crypto world. And to really get a handle on just how big these predicted shifts for 2025 are, we have to start with the challenges the industry has been up against.
For the past year, the crypto market has been climbing its own wall of worry. And believe me, it has looked very different from what's been happening in traditional finance. So think about it. While traditional markets like stocks were having a pretty good time, crypto was battling its own private storm. These weren't your typical global economic issues. These were problems unique to the digital asset space.
The industry was getting hit from all sides. You had things like large government Bitcoin sales creating pressure, the long-dreaded empty GOX payoffs finally happening, and then rumors of major investigations into players like Tether. But honestly, the biggest storm cloud was arguably the hostile regulatory environment in the US, with the SEC going after huge names like Uniswap, Kraken, and Robinhood.
Okay, so with all of that pressure as the backdrop, here's where things get really interesting. One single event, the US election, could completely flip the script on this entire landscape. We're talking about a potential tectonic shift here.
We could be looking at a complete 180-degree turn. We might be moving away from an era of what critics call regulation by enforcement, which many felt was just stifling innovation, and toward a totally new approach, one focused on creating clear rules and fostering growth with pro-innovation leadership.
And look, this isn't just some vague hope. The incoming administration has been making some very direct, very bold promises to the crypto industry, and it's all kind of summed up in this one powerful statement. And these pledges are incredibly specific. We're talking about replacing the head of the SEC, defending the right to mine Bitcoin, and taking a firm stance against a government-run digital dollar, or CBDC. The message couldn't be clearer. The goal was to attract crypto businesses, not push them away. So, if the political winds really are changing, what kind of new trends could be unleashed? Well, two of the biggest themes that have investors incredibly excited right now are the convergence of AI with crypto and this thing called DePIN.
And if you ever want to know where the excitement is, just follow the money. Venture capitalists are flooding into these sectors. Now, funding for AI and crypto projects has doubled in a year. That's huge. But look at DePIN. It's up a staggering 300%. That's where the smart money is placing its bets for what's next.
So what on earth is DePIN? It stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Networks. Now, that sounds complicated, but the core idea is simple and actually pretty powerful. Use crypto tokens as an incentive to get everyday people to help build out real-world infrastructure. Things like wireless hotspots, energy grids, or even mapping data.
Here is a perfect example of DePIN in action. You know how your phone's GPS can be off by like 10 or 20 feet? Well, by creating a network of these things called RTK base stations, we can correct those satellite signals down to a single centimeter. And how do you build a global network of those things? You incentivize people with tokens to set them up. This kind of accuracy is an absolute game changer for things like self-driving cars and delivery drones.
And if you want to see just how powerful this DePIN model is, just look at this comparison. A multi-billion-dollar company, Trimble, took 30 years to build a network of 5,000 stations. The DePIN project, GeoNet, built a network more than twice as big, over 11,000 stations, in less than 2 years. The difference in speed and scale is it's absolutely mind-blowing.
Okay, so let's talk about the next big ripple effect. How could this new, friendlier environment finally solve crypto's oldest and biggest problem, making it easy enough for everyone to actually use?
For years, getting into crypto has meant dealing with super long wallet addresses, terrifying seed phrases, gas fees. It's been a massive barrier for most people. But a new wave of apps is finally tackling this head-on and trying to make it radically simpler.
Take a platform like Pump.Fun. It has totally changed the game. Now, literally anyone can create and launch a new token for about $1 in just a few clicks. But the real genius here is the built-in safety. It makes sure launches are fair for everyone, and it protects users from the most infamous scam in the space, the rug pull, where creators just disappear with all the money. And it's not just the new guys. The giants like Coinbase are finally getting serious about fixing the biggest headaches. They're rolling out these new smart wallets, which means you don't have to worry about losing that complicated seed phrase anymore. You can log in with a simple passkey, and sometimes you don't even have to deal with transaction fees. It's finally getting as easy as using any other app on your phone.
Okay, so let's put it all together. We've got this backdrop of massive political change and this huge push to make crypto easier to use. So, what are the key trends you should really be watching as we head into 2025? The report points to 3 really big ones.
First up, stablecoins could be getting a major promotion. We need to start thinking of them not just as a tool for traders, but as a tool of global power. The US might start seeing dollar-backed stablecoins as a key strategic asset to extend the dollar's influence, especially as other countries try to build their own financial systems.
Second, you have to look at the explosion in trading bots. And we're not talking about complicated tools for Wall Street pros anymore. These are apps like Trojan that are built right into messaging apps like Telegram, making trading super simple. They're already handling over $180 million a day and are quickly becoming the main way a lot of people trade on decentralized exchanges.
And finally, that huge wall that's always existed between traditional finance and crypto, well, it is starting to crumble, and fast. You've got giants like BlackRock now putting their actual funds on-chain, meaning they're using blockchain to manage them. This whole process, called tokenization, is bringing real-world assets like government bonds right into the crypto world, and this trend is just getting warmed up.
So, the bottom line is this. A massive shift seems to be underway, and it's being driven by politics, by technology, and by a brand new focus on making things easy for the user. All of which leaves us with one huge question for the year ahead. Is 2025 finally the year that crypto's true potential is unleashed on the world?